Let's bring in Mike McCann, who did a great job on SI.com, sort of summing up what has happened with Aaron Hernandez and what will happen with Aaron Hernandez. And the prosecution has to lay out its case against Aaron Hernandez. And he didn't get bail. Mike joins us now, the Sports Illustrated legal analyst. Recap yesterday, if you can, Mike, and then we'll move ahead to what you expect to happen here.
Sure, Dan. So yesterday, prosecutors laid out the case, and they more or less portrayed Hernandez as orchestrating a brutal murder of Odin Lloyd, a former football player. And Hernandez is painted as the brains behind the murder, that there are text messages, recordings, witnesses, all of these things point in the direction of he did it, that he arranged this and pulled it off. Now, the other side is going to argue a number of things, and I think it's worth noting there are going to be questions about motive. Why would he do this? And where's the gun? So there are issues that the prosecution is going to have to shore up before it can really develop an airtight case against him.
But if you're going to go after, premeditated murder, how buttoned up does that case have to be if you're going to go all in on Aaron Hernandez?
It's got to be very buttoned up, Dan. It has to be compelling. There can't be questions about what were his motives. If jurors are thinking, well, we're not really sure why he would do this. Why would he get into an argument with Odin Lloyd and then kill him? I mean, it's kind of a leap from argument to murder. And why would he do it this way? Why would he have a murder close to his house? If you're going to orchestrate a murder, it would seem that there are more discreet ways of doing it. Now, maybe he just didn't know what he was doing. But the manner in which he did it, if it's as prosecutors allege, is really not very smart. And I think in some ways that actually makes it harder to believe that he would do it.
Strongest piece of evidence that came out yesterday is what?
I think the text messages, Dan. I think the physical evidence, the recordings, all of these things that are going to be hard to explain away. It's one thing to say a witness's recollection is incorrect or is biased. It's another thing to say there are text messages that are very damning. It's going to be hard for his lawyers to get around that.
Any chance he gets bail?
No. I mean, in theory, yes, but the judge yesterday made clear this was a guy charged with first-degree murder. You don't let people charged with first-degree murder normally out on bail. He can try to get it at other opportunities, but I would be very surprised if he's able to get bail. I think he's going to be in jail until this ends.
Well, as far as the process goes before there's a court hearing, now, I mean, he may plea, I don't know, but if you were going to look at this from the legal time frame, how long before Aaron Hernandez is in a courtroom?
Oh, it could be up to a year. Massachusetts, the right to a speedy trial is 12 months, although criminal cases tend to move faster. In theory, it's possible he could get a trial this fall. More likely, though, would be next spring, and until then, he'll be in jail. During that time, there will be preliminary hearings to go over what each side can look at in terms of evidence, what needs to be shared, what about witnesses that are cooperating, other preliminary matters that he may or may not be in attendance for. But he's going to be in jail for a while before there's any major action unless he pleads out. But at this point, you could say, what is the incentive for prosecutors to have him plead down? They believe he orchestrated this. It's hard to go from first degree down if there isn't evidence that counteracts what prosecutors are saying.
Didn't find the murder weapon. There's no proof that he pulled the trigger. How tough will that be to prove?
It makes it harder. It definitely makes it harder, Dan, and his lawyers will play that up. They're going to say, where's the weapon? If this is such a grand murder, you would at least be able to find the weapon that did all this. And who shot him? If you can't identify the shooter, how can you then say Aaron Hernandez orchestrated all of this? It seems as if there are missing pieces of the script. That will help Hernandez. On the other hand, individuals have been convicted without a murder weapon found and with other question marks, but he does have financial resources that allow him to wage a much more effective defense than most, and he'll be able to bring in DNA and other forensic experts who will try to play up doubt that there's something off with the manner in which evidence was found, handled, stored, analyzed, and whether or not that's enough remains to be seen.
How much does it cost? What's this going to cost Hernandez to defend himself?
I think he's looking at conservatively 6 figures, more likely 7 figures, especially if he goes out and hires a barrage of experts who can come in and are going to charge high hourly rates, especially science types who tend to charge a lot in terms of looking at DNA. If he's having evidence studied at a lab independently, that's going to become costly. And this could go on a while, because if he's convicted, there will be an appeal. And if there's an appeal, they'll be hiring appellate lawyers. It could go on a while, And I think we could be looking at seven figures.
Great stuff, Michael. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Mike McCann, a legal expert for Sports Illustrated. You can go to SI.com, and he answers all those pertinent questions